Are you looking for one of the coolest and quirky little towns to check out in all of the state of Colorado? That's what I'm going to bring to you today. Reference Manitou Springs. It is at about elevation 6,400 feet, right at the base of Pikes Peak, just on the west side of Colorado Springs. It's a cute little town that was bustling in the 1890s as a little resort town with some major resorts at that time. It's still bustling today with less resorts, but it's super cute, super quirky. There's just under 5,000 people that live there, and we're going to check out 11 things today that you might not know to check out that are fun and cool to do in Manitou Springs, Colorado. Because you don't know what you don't know, so let's go and check it out. I connect with people just like you every day to help them discover where to live and invest in real estate and sell property for top dollar when the time is just right for them. My name is Leif Jacobson. I'm an ex-cop turned realtor, also known as Safe Leif. If you're new to this channel, subscribe so you're first to learn about all things Colorado, including little cute cities like this. My contact information is below, and I'm super excited to hear from you. Reach out by text, call, or email after this video. I'd love to hear from you and connect with you. You can also book a calendar event, and I will reach out to you, whatever works best. So today we're checking out the 11 things that you might not know in Manitou Springs in Colorado to check out. The first attraction to check out in Manitou Springs is Cave of the Winds Mountain Park. It was discovered in 1881. There's all sorts of formations in these caves underneath the ground that are hundreds of thousands of years old, they claim, depending on what your beliefs are, reference how long our world's been around. You can explore amazing caverns and formations underneath the ground with stalactites and stalagmites. You experience total cave darkness. I don't know if you've ever experienced total blackness before, where you literally can't see with your eyes closed. You cannot see your hand in front of your face. It is something to behold when you have no bearing and your equilibrium even kind of freaks out. I've been there and tried it. It is very interesting when it's totally pitch black. Not all of us experience that all the time. There's a Windwalker Challenge course and a couple attractions there that they've built in as well. You can fly like a bat on the Batapult or drive into Williams Canyon and explore the Pterodactyl aerial dive ride. The second thing you might want to check out in Manitou Springs is the Manitou Incline, which is super interesting. It is a world-class and world-famous hike by statistic. It is an incline that is a workout unlike anything you've ever experienced. Almost anybody can do it if you have a physical ability, but how fast you do it is the big determining factor and what makes it so incredibly difficult. The Manitou Incline is the most challenging and popular hike in Manitou Springs, I would argue, in all of Colorado, and possibly one of the greatest feats in all of the United States if you're doing it quickly and you're doing it for speed. So parking for the Manitou Incline, there's a free shuttle from the Manitou Springs to the base of the trail, and it's a 2,000 vertical foot climb in under 1 mile. And there are 2,744 stairs in the Manitou Incline. And these are not little stairs like 6 or 8 inch rise on the stairs. Some of these are a couple feet as far as stepping up from the stair. It is an incredible feet in order to get this done. Anybody who does it should be very proud of themselves, no matter how fast you do it, because it's an incredible climb. You'd say it's a climb, not a hike, because there's so many stairs in such a short distance with such incredible elevation gain. Average grade is 41% grade. The steepest grade is 68%. That is really, really steep. Be sure and take breaks. You're not alone when you're there in general. There's thousands of people do this every week. And there are lots of people that actually do it and even run it every morning. You know, so you'll be climbing up this thing and think you're killing it and think you're doing a great job until somebody jogs past you going up the incline, and it's only their, second or third time doing it that morning. There's people that do it every morning. They run up and down. So it's pretty intimidating, but people are very encouraging in general. Most folks, they'll give you a pat on the back. They see you're dying. They've been there. They know it. They get it. People are fist bumping each other. You'll be fist bumping people you don't even know going up the incline as everybody encourages each other. So it's kind of a fun atmosphere. It's not easy for anybody, no matter how slow you're doing it. It is not an easy climb, but it's really an amazing experience. There's a bailout about 2/3 of the way up, which is a false summit. You'll think you're heading toward the top or reaching the top about 2/3 of the way up. and where you can rest. And if it's just totally out of your realm as far as completion that day, there is a bailout because there's a trail that comes down the side of the incline. So you're encouraged not to go, you go up the incline only, you do not come back down the stairs, or it's not recommended that you come back down the stairs. Some people do anyway, but it's dangerous, you can get injured, and causes issues for the people that are going up. So it's supposed to be a one-way up, and then there's a trail called the Barr Trail, which is about 3 miles that meanders down on the south side of the incline as far as making your way down. So if you need to, at the false summit and the bailout, you can hit the Barr Trail, which is right there, and you can just hike down if it's too much to continue all the way to the top. There's incredible views and reward as far as your determination if you make it to the top, and connects at the Barr Trail right at the top, as we talked about, and it's a 3-mile scenic descent all the way back down to the base. And there's a convenient shuttle from downtown, and you can go downtown, get a drink or meal or treat on your way back when you're done. The third thing to point out are the Manitou Cliff Dwellings. The Manitou Cliff Dwellings, you can explore ancient culture in these cliff dwellings. It's a tour in a 40-room dwelling site. It's originally located near Miramont Canyon, the southwest corner of Colorado, close to Mesa Verde. It's a preservation project. It was a relocation project that began in 1904 to protect ancestral Puebloan architecture from looters and relic hunters who were trying to pillage them. The historical context is prior to 1906, the Antiquities Act. The federal government did not protect such historical sites. So that's part of the reason they relocated it. The relocation process, the dwellings were carefully mapped in McElmo Canyon. And then stones from the cliff dwellings were collected and transported to Dolores, Colorado by oxen. And they were shipped by rail to Colorado Springs and then brought to the Cliff Canyon in Manitou Springs by horse and wagon. To reassemble them, the dwellings were reassembled, closely matching the dimensions and the appearance of those in the Four Corners region, and reassembled using concrete and mortar in 1907 instead of the adobe and mud clay mortar that the dwellings originally were constructed out of. There's a souvenir shop. You can buy Native American made pottery, jewelry, and artifacts right there as well as you're checking them out. The fourth thing you might not be aware of is the Barr Trail. We talked about that coming down from the incline, but the Barr Trail actually goes up. If you're going from the bottom up, it goes past the top of the incline and continues another 10 miles right to the top of Pikes Peak, which is a over 14,000 foot mountain in Colorado. And it's a 13-mile trail that starts in Manitou Springs and leads to the summit of Pikes Peak. Recommended for adventurers, people who are in incredible shape. It's not an easy climb. So it's really backcountry adventurers and those trail runners and people who are geared up and experienced in doing longer and more difficult hikes. It's seasonal. The best time to climb the Barr Trail right up to the top of Pikes Peak is April through October. Otherwise you have ice and snow to contend with. Bicycles and dogs are allowed. Dogs must be on a leash. Lots of people bike and run it every day, up and down. Pikes Peak races go up and down this trail as well and follow the same trail for Pikes Peak Ascent and the Pikes Peak Marathon. You can stay overnight, and overnight hikers can reserve a spot at the Barr Camp Trail, which is about 6.5 miles up from Manitou Springs, roughly halfway to the top of Pikes Peak summit. The fifth thing you might not know exists in Manitou Springs is the Miramont Castle Museum. It's located with a rich history there. Construction began in 1895 as a private residence for Jean-Baptiste Francolin and his mother. It's an impressive size. The castle boasts 4 floors with over 30 rooms covering 14,000 square feet. There's architectural diversity that incorporates elements from 9 different architectural styles. Some historical significance, listed as a National Historic Landmark in 1977, and that recognized its historical heritage and architectural diversity is what it's known for. There are self-guided tours. Visitors can explore the castle at their own pace, taking in each area, take the time that you need. And there's tea time. Don't miss popular multi-course teas in the Queen's Parlor Tea Room. The reservations are required for tea, but not necessarily for the tours. The sixth thing you should definitely check out in Manitou Springs is the Penny Arcade. Manitou's well known for a penny arcade that's literally takes pennies as far as playing games. It's an arcade amusement, little amusement facility there. All ages and attractions, it's perfect for visitors and families. The Penny Arcade is named for its collection of arcade games, some of which still cost a penny. Some of them do cost more now. It's more than 400 games, features a wide array of arcade games, over 20 pinball machines, there's skeet ball, pool tables, more than 30 racing games, DDR, boxing machines, and more. Some games date back to the 1930s, so it's definitely old school. Game prices range from 1 penny, of course, on up to $1.50 as far as some of the newer games. There's distinct rooms. It's a huge facility. Arcade's divided into several rooms with its own unique style and game collection, creating a sense of nostalgia. There's no question it's nostalgic and pretty old school. There's horse riding rooms featuring horse riding game where the players roll a ball into colored holes to move their horse along. Winners can choose between a ticket or a Penny Arcade mug. There are kids rides. They offer 20 different electronic ride cars and animals for kids. And ticket redemption. Some games like Skeet Ball award tickets that can be exchanged for prizes, just like any good arcade these days. A ticket counting machine provides receipts for prize redemption. It's definitely a fun place to hang out, totally family friendly, and Manitou Springs is well known for it. Rainbow Falls is the 7th thing you should check out in and near Manitou Springs. It's a historic site featuring Rainbow Falls as a series of downstream waterfalls. Bring water shoes, because you can only see all of the falls when standing in the water. The secondary trails that offer additional trails along Fountain Creek and viewing at different overlooks. It's about 0.15 mile trail. It's about 1/6 of a mile from the parking area to the falls, so it's not a hardcore hike. Most people who can do that who are ambulatory. There's a developed area with picnic benches and tables on site, and the schedule kind of varies by season. It's open on Saturdays and Sundays in the summer months, and also open Fridays and Mondays. Closes at 4 p.m. in general, and the latest entry is 3:40 p.m. Rules and regulations: there's no spray painting allowed. Obviously, you don't want to deface what you're going to enjoy there, and dogs must be on a leash. Violators are ticketed if you're caught doing vandalism. The 8th thing you might not know about is the Inman Trail. It's a 1.8 mile out and back trail right in Manitou Springs. Generally is considered an easy route. That's not a hardcore mountaineering type of trail. Average completion time takes about 52 minutes to complete, just under an hour. Popular for birding, hiking, and running. There's a really neat community, lots of people down there and lots of people to talk with and say hi to. There's a little solitude. While popular, you can still enjoy some solitude during quieter times of the day. If you want to be by yourself and have a little quieter time, there's great views. It's a year-round trail with views of Garden of the Gods and Red Rock open space just below Manitou Springs, so you can catch some awesome views. Best months to visit are during April through October, just like the Barr Trail we talked about, and it is dog friendly. You're welcome to have your dogs on the trail, but dogs must be kept on a leash. Number 9 thing in Manitou Springs to check out is the Pikes Peak Cog Railway. This is an awesome attraction. It's a historic achievement because it's the world's highest rack railway, or cog railway, in June of 1891. It's an unmatched experience. It's still the world's highest and longest cog railway, and it's the highest in the United States. Offers a unique journey to the top of Pikes Peak. It originates right next to the Incline, which we talked about, just in the upper part of downtown Manitou Springs. Modernization has happened in the last few years. It was completely revitalized over the last 3 years by the Broadmoor, which is a big, very fancy resort entity next to Manitou Springs. So they put in new trains and put in new track. They added a depot and added the Pikes Peak Visitor Center. It's an educational ride. Staff and train conductors offer intriguing facts and stories to tell along the way. And it was just rebuilt. They spent millions rebuilding the railway and revamping it and kind of bringing it back after it was not doing well and hadn't been maintained well for years. So they spent a lot of money and actually brought in the only company I'm aware of in the world that specializes in rebuilding cog railways out of Switzerland. So they flew in this company and their workers in order to revamp the cog railway. It took years, and now it's open, and it's a really cool attraction. The 10th thing to do is just exploring downtown Manitou. It's a quirky, walkable, cool vibe little city, and there's lots of stuff to do, neat people watching, and great places to see, and shops and museums and dining. There's antique shops, from vintage license plates to Native American artifacts. There's gift shops. There's a wide selection of jewelry, t-shirts, Christmas ornaments, and toys, chocolates, and other stuff like that. There's museums and art. There's the Manitou Art Center. It has ongoing exhibits and art studios, and the Miramont Castle Museum. There's lots of dining. There's fine dining. The Mona Lisa Fondue is one of the region's most fine dining establishments. If you like really good fondue, it's outstanding. There's Briarhurst Manor Estate, which is super fine dining in a stately Victorian manor. It was built in 1871, super old school. With some more casual eating, there's great cafes, bars, there's pizza shops, there's Border Burger Bar, Sahara Coffee, the Keg Lounge, and Savelli's. Desserts, there's really good sweet tooth treats, several sweet tooth things to choose from, including chocolate shops, ice cream parlors, and cafes. There's Pikes Peak Chocolate and Ice Cream, and Patsy's Chocolate and Gift Shop. The 11th and super cool, very unique thing to check out in Manitou Springs is the Mineral Springs Tour. I don't know of any other town, I've never even heard of a town that has something like this. There are 8 naturally carbonated mineral springs underneath the earth beneath Manitou Springs. Each spring boasts its own unique taste, with the different underground aquifers gives these springs their effervescence and flavor and different minerals in them. Mineral composition is as the water rises to the surface through the rock cracks, it absorbs high concentrations of sodium bicarbonate and other minerals, including lithium, that gives the water a carbonated, sparkly consistency. It's a self-guided tour to check out these 8 different spots in these springs. You get a guided map and detailed mineral composition chart from the Manitou Springs Chamber of Commerce and the Visitor Bureau at 354 Manitou Avenue. It's a self-guided tour, and there's knowledgeable staff and volunteers at the Visitor Bureau can help you locate all of the springs if you have trouble finding them. So those are 11 things that you should definitely check out in cute little town of Manitou Springs, just on the southwest side of Colorado Springs, right at the base of Pikes Peak. Hopefully this has provided value in at least a couple of these you didn't know about before, so you can check them out yourself, because I want to help people understand cool things to see and check out in this region as they're looking at, buying houses, moving here, going to and from, and because you don't know what you don't know. And so that's what I want to provide in these videos. Hopefully it's been valuable for you. Let me know if I missed attractions or things that you'd love to see covered in Manitou Springs or throughout the Colorado Springs area, the greater area. I'd love to have suggestions or know anything that I missed. Shoot me a text, call, or email, reach out to me. I'm excited to hear from you, and I'll check you out in the next video.